Welcome back everyone. As most of you know, I spent a lot of time on this channel talking about a lot of different updates with software and all these different things, but specifically with iOS, I talk a lot about older iPhones on newer software and everything, and in most videos I recommend you to go and update your phone to the most recent version of software that's available, but there are many reasons why you may not want to go and update immediately when a new version of software comes out. Now I'll tell you this, if like right now with iOS 14.7.1, that update has been out for many weeks now, so we have a pretty good understanding of what the software has, the features, the problems, and the battery life and all those different things. So if an update has been out for a pretty long time and there's not been like some crazy big, problem with it, then I would say go ahead and update. But there are still problems of updating to a software even if nobody says there's issues with it. Now here's the thing, with a version of software like iOS 15 right now, that is in a beta form. I would not recommend ever installing a beta even if it's in the same generation of software. But if you're currently on like iOS 13 or iOS 12, I would recommend going and installing the latest version. But specifically with like iOS 14.6 to 14.7, in my opinion, I always pretty much stay at least like one generation behind or two generations behind of software on my personal phone. And the main reason for that is stability. There have been a ton of times back in the day where a new version of iOS would come out and I would immediately install it on my main device and I would have a pretty rocky experience with it, Now I have other phones now that I can install it with, like, other side phones that are specifically made for testing software, and then, it's more comfortable. But my personal device, I need a stable phone. There's been many times where I would even go from like iOS 14.6 to 14.6.1, kind of like a .x.1 update kind of thing, and even then I would still experience some crazy issues. Random reboots, brightness not working well, sometimes sound issues, but that was for earlier phones. Now with my 12 or 12 Pro right now, there was a lot of battery problems as well, and things like that shouldn't be happening with such a small update, but sometimes they did. And that's a main reason I would recommend, maybe not updating your iPhone when a brand new version of iOS comes out. Sticking with the older version can almost guarantee that you're at least on a more stable version. Even if there's bug fixes and stuff, sometimes I will see that update if there's some crucial, virus going around and Apple actually went ahead and, pushed out a software update, I would go and install it. But if I'm already on a very stable version of software, I would probably recommend sticking with it rather than going and updating my phone immediately. Now that's the first thing. That also ties in with battery life. I don't want to go, and install the randomest version of software or the most up-to-date version of software if it's not already been tested and if I can't already verify that the battery life is the same. There's been many times, I will say with more recent updates, Apple has actually been fixing the battery life on my iPhone 12 Pros, so that actually helped out a lot. But with a phone like an iPhone 11 Pro that I use as my main device, when I installed iOS 14 on it, that pretty much butchered that battery life. That completely changed the trajectory of that phone's battery life, and it's really never been the same. It's still been pretty bad. With my 12 Pro, it started off bad, now it's good. So that's another pretty big thing to keep in mind. So in my opinion, overall, if you're somebody who needs the most stable version of phone out there, I would recommend looking at your phone now and determining if it's stable. If you're on a version that's a full OS year behind, aka if iOS 15 is out brand new, it's available to everyone, and you're on iOS 14 or 13, I would recommend installing the most recent version of software in that standpoint. But with these incremental updates, it may make more sense to you just, stick with a version behind, stay there, especially if you're somebody who wants to jailbreak and all that stuff. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.